How did you do it? Blending affordability, consumer appeal, design excellence with optimal clean energy production. You built a house called Watershed, a new kind of home. A home that produces and gives to the grid more renewable energy than it consumes. You fashioned your dream into that new reality. Yesterday's ideologies and isms, they separate us. Yesterday's ideologies dictate by excuse. Fearless ideas ignite. Your ideas break the old symmetries. Your ideas question. Your ideas liberate. Your emergent global community is enlivened. It is made more empathetic by always growing and always changing networks. All that we need, in fact, depends on change. This is not a sentiment. It is pragmatism. Think about it. Shared intelligence, faster connections, deeper connections, a higher consciousness of the newly possible. Our world is an extraordinary system of interactions, and soon it will be a very different system. A system designed and driven by your generation. A generation not interested in the rhetorical turf wars about communism, capitalism, fundamentalism, socialism. A generation that longs to make the earth work for all people, to create new systems that empower rather than hinder, to engender ideas that enliven the human spirit, our desire to heal human suffering and to improve human well-being, our desire to wage peace. The thrust of current history is probably too pliant for a single label, but its emerging themes draw from an ecological convulsion. This new future will see a reinvention of market-based economies, greater empowerment of women, local control of new circular economies that feed our people and fuel our work, and a cry for radical transparency and performance measurement in government. Institutional power will become more collaborative, less hierarchical, distributed rather than centralized, and open source will be the standard for much more than just software code. For your generation realizes some important truths, and you realize them more keenly with each information-soaked day. We are, in fact, all in this together. And together we share one story, and only one story, that is self-referential. We live on a single biosphere, and it is moving 67,000 miles per hour around our sun. And our prosperity and our children's lives depend upon its health. Climate change is the transformation that transforms everything. It is a transformation of education, of language, of mobility, and our connection to each other, of farming, forestry, buildings, energy, and cities. And it requires a transformation of our imagination. We are adept, aren't we, at imagining the end of the world, but not yet so good at imagining a new beginning. Now, to those who say that reversing the impact of climate change is impossible, Robert Heinlein once wrote, "Everything is theoretically impossible until it is done." One could write a history of science in reverse by assembling the solemn pronouncements of highest authority about what could not be done and could never happen, end quote. To those who say climate change is not caused by human activity or that addressing it will harm the economy, let's encourage them to go to college too. And to study physics, and to study economics. But for the rest of us, let's go to work. The technology exists. It's only the will that is lacking. We cannot become more prosperous without the living systems upon which our prosperity depends. No matter what degree you've earned, whether you're an economist or a nurse, an engineer, an architect, a teacher, we all share a single urgent calling to preserve, create, and advance the conditions that are conducive to life. Conclusion. Conclusion. There is only one superpower on this small earth. And it is the power of love. So fall in love. Fall in love with this pulsing, living world. Fall in love with its suffering. Fall in love with its beautiful fragility, its blessed unrest. We still have time to become great ancestors, to carry our story forward with the ongoing story of a life-giving creation. We are in a period of rapid change, and we need your even more rapid iteration of ideas and actions. So do what works, do more of it. Imagine smarter, better, and more prosperous ways to live together. Make mistakes. Welcome failure. In fact, fail often, fail better, but never fail this mission. Do this, and your generation will know something extraordinary. You will live in the most important of days, when mankind, in the nick of time, finally decided to live in harmony with the other living systems of our earth. Nothing less is required. Nothing less will do. The hope of humanity goes with you because you know, because you choose to do something about it. And for all of these reasons, I look forward to the new world that you will create. Thank you and congratulations.